This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Friday, the 20th of September. I'm Michael Groff. Dry weather with near seasonal temperatures for the next couple of days here in the valley, but then a dramatic change in the overall weather pattern, one that favors unsettled conditions, cooler temperatures, and really it's not so much a question of if we get rain, but rather when, how much, how long does it last, and will that rain be accompanied by any severe weather? A lot of questions. Let's try to find some answers. First, we'll look at the almanac from yesterday. 102 degrees, the high in the valley. 79 the morning low, that rainfall deficit of 2.26 inches. Hopefully, we can start cutting into that soon. And outside right now here, just after 9 a.m., we've got sunny skies in the valley. 82 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points at 45. Humidity 27%. The winds are light, and the barometer is rising. Temperatures around the area right now, 64. The cool spot at Fort McDowell. It's in the 70s and 80s for most of us. Although earlier this morning, many valley locations were in the 60s. The upper air look, you can see why that's the case. Drier air being ushered in as this trough passes north of Arizona, the upper low over Idaho and Utah. And for us, it's just going to be a couple of very nice days before we start to see a big change in the weather pattern. Here's the watch warning map. We've got winter weather advisories, a taste of fall going on over parts of Wyoming and Montana. Flood and flash flood watches in southeast Texas with our remnant tropical low still lingering. They've had over 20 to 30 inches of rain, and those dense fog advisories over the Midwest have now expired. Convective outlook for today, a slight risk of severe storms from eastern Wyoming, northwest Nebraska through the Dakotas and northwest Minnesota, a marginal risk for a fair portion of the western plains. And the tropics, first in the Atlantic Basin, count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of concern, a wave over the central Caribbean, and a wave in the central Atlantic. Those have a very low chance to develop in the next 2 days, and certainly even out toward 5 days. Not really expected to see much there, but we'll keep an eye on them. Another wave that's actually still over northwestern Africa, centered over Mali presently, but once it gets out of there and off the coast, a very favorable zone for development near the Cape Verde Islands, so that'll have to be monitored. And then there's Hurricane Jerry, max sustained winds 85 miles per hour. This will pass close enough to the Virgin Islands to bring some heavy rain, strong winds, and north of Puerto Rico and Hispaniola after that. Turning north, avoiding the Bahamas and the U.S. East Coast. At least that's how it appears right now. This could be a threat to Bermuda early next week, however. In the eastern Pacific, closer to us, we've got 3 storms out here. There's Kiko, not going to worry about that. Then Lorena, that's now a hurricane and tropical storm, Mario. Let's talk about Lorena. Minimal hurricane, max sustained winds 75 miles per hour, bringing heavy rain, strong winds to southern Baja presently. And that'll just sort of very slowly move up the west coast of Mexico, ultimately fizzling out. Kind of the same story for Mario. These storms are very close to each other, kind of absorbing each other or not allowing the other to strengthen. But what it does mean is a big mess of tropical moisture will be sitting off the west coast of Mexico, and that will be impacting our weather greatly, as you'll see. All right, here's the precipitation outlook valid through next Friday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts here in Metro Phoenix between 1.5 and 2 inches. Some spots could see even more than that. There is still a great deal of uncertainty, but it does now appear that we will at least get some rain in the valley. We'll break down this complex weather situation as we check out the models. Take a look at it. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Trough moving through the west, north of Arizona, westerly to northwesterly flow here. So down at the surface, sunny skies, a dry air mass, highs mid and upper 90s today. Tonight, clear skies, lows mid 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, again, sunny, a nice day, highs mid to upper 90s. An isolated storm in far southeast Arizona possible. Then on Sunday, this is where our weather pattern really starts to change. Now, most of the day should stay dry here in the valley. We'll see increasing clouds, high temperatures, upper 90s, maybe flirting with 100 degrees. By Sunday night, that trough begins to move on to the west coast, closing off into an upper low. A deeper southerly flow begins to develop here. Widely scattered to scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop by late evening Sunday, overnight Sunday into Monday. And so we'll start to introduce those rain chances by then. What happens after that is still somewhat up in the air, but let's look at it. This run of the GFS, interestingly enough, is starting to flip-flop. It looks a little bit more like the European solution. For days, we had been looking at a progressive solution off the GFS, one that would not give us very much precipitation, only a short window of time. But this one shows a deep upper low now, just to the northwest of Las Vegas by Monday afternoon. Winds aloft are increasing. We're in the favored right front region of this low. So numerous showers and thunderstorms would be likely in this setup. Look at that precipitable water on Monday afternoon, up around 1.6 to 1.8 inches. So the moisture is there, the low is there, the forcing, the ascent is there. The big question is, will we see severe weather? And we'll talk about the potential of severe storms in just a moment. But going forward, Monday, yes, would probably be a mostly cloudy day with numerous showers and storms around. Some of the storms certainly could put down some locally heavy rain. High temperatures, that's going to be a tricky forecast too. Upper 80s, low 90s for now is what we're going with. Tuesday, the GFS now shows the low just south of Yuma, and we would still be in a very favorable position to get more moisture scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, maybe even widespread rain if this is correct. And then Wednesday, the low is only slowly tracking to the east. Scattered showers and thunderstorms would still be around. So the GFS kind of having a change here. We'll see if that is consistently held on future runs, but that would be great news. All right, taking a look at the European at the same time, it remains very consistent. It's got the upper low just to the northwest of Las Vegas. Monday afternoon, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms would be here. Now, the potential of severe weather is certainly there, but it's really going to depend on the mesoscale features and whether or not we see some breaks in the clouds in here on Monday. If it's kind of a cloudy day, kind of that just tropical blanket of moisture, we won't get much instability, probably not going to see strong or severe storms. But if we get breaks in the clouds with that upper low, that cold core system right there, and being in that favored right front region of the low, we would see some veering of the winds with altitude, the speed divergence. We have some decent bulk shear values aloft of 40 to 50 knots. So we could see some organized, strong, and severe storms, some that could become supercells, producing some rotation, some large hail, some damaging wind, maybe even a spin-up tornado. But that is just really one of those big wild cards. It's too much of a question mark to really pin it down right now, but just know that it is an idea that's on the table for Monday afternoon, potentially Tuesday as well. And we'll be able to outline that a little bit more in detail by the time we get to Sunday and certainly on Monday. But for now, the Euro has us wet on Monday and certainly widespread rain on Tuesday. In fact, the Euro is only showing a high of 77 degrees in Phoenix for Tuesday. I think that's way too low, probably way too aggressive on moisture, but still the chance of rain would be with us. Then as we go to Wednesday, the Euro still shows scattered showers and storms, very similar to the GFS. That would be great. All right, going back to the GFS for Thursday, it finally starts to move the low out of here, but still an isolated shower possible in the high country. And then a week from today, this is Friday, the 27th, don't look now, another trough beginning to make its way down the west coast and into the Great Basin. This one would probably be a drier solution for us with more of a deep southwesterly flow and less Pacific moisture involved. Still, temperatures would be held in check. We'd probably have highs only in the low to mid 90s if this is right, maybe not even that warm. And going out 10 days to the end of the period, this is Sunday the 29th. That's a very high amplitude pattern. Check out that ridge over the central and eastern parts of the country. They'd be roasting. But we would be seeing temperatures slightly below average. Let's take a look at the precipitation outlook here. First, from the European ensemble, well, the ensemble mean is up around 2 inches. The deterministic run a little higher than that. But look at the model spread, anywhere from practically nothing all the way up to over 5 inches of rain. Now, I don't think we're going to get that much, but that just gives you an idea as to how much of a head scratcher this forecast really is. And then the GFS ensemble, the mean there is up around 1.5 inches. So it is looking more and more likely that we will see rain. Really, how much, though? Still a little bit up in the air, but any rain that we get around here would be wonderful because we're just so far behind. We desperately need it. All right, those temperatures off the European ensemble through the period. Yeah, that looks pretty good. High temperatures coming down to at or maybe even below climatological values. Certainly, if we get some rain next week, those highs may be lower than what's shown here. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here over the weekend and certainly by Monday morning, also with some updates as to the current weather situation. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so that whenever we post a brand new one, you'll be notified of that. Your comments, questions, and suggestions always encouraged as well. Please share our videos if you really like them too. And you guys be safe out there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have yourselves a wonderful Friday and a great weekend.